Hey guys, we're back. We're back. So you got Mr. 2020 here and the gold one, Mike Orange, and we're up and running. It's been a couple weeks again. We've had a lot of stuff going on, but we are back and we're ready to talk some pro wrestling and maybe some other stuff that's non-related.
Yeah, very excited to be back. Like I said, it's been a couple weeks, but we did not get canceled. We
Not yet.
just had, not yet. We might be on the verge of it one day, but not now. You got at least one more episode out of us. Hopefully 500 more episodes.
I mean, you
But,
never know how many.
I mean, you never know. Never say never. But, we're really happy and glad to be back and, ready to get this thing started.
That's right. Mike had you recently went on a trip recently with the family up to West Virginia. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was like me, my wife, uh the son, niece, nephew, my dad, stepmom, and two younger brothers. We all went to West Virginia and we went camping. But it's not like your typical camping trip like it was, but we was camping on a caboose of a train. So
Was
you
the
load
train
up
moving?
So you load up everything on the caboose and everything, and then the train will take you down the train tracks into the woods. Uh, I forgot how many miles it was. Like we go down there and they drop you off. They unhook the cabooses. You stay there, and the engine and the people they leave. They don't come back. So we went on Friday. They dropped us off. They didn't come back until Sunday morning. And the best thing is I didn't have no cell service. I got away from like all the drama and stuff from a certain place that I probably can't talk about right now. Uh, I just rewind, like got my head clear, just enjoy time with the family. Uh, but I love camping. I love doing outdoor stuff like that. So we had a lot of fun. Uh, yeah, it was nice. If y'all ever want to try it, I say look into it. It's really fun. Uh,
And what was the name of this place, and what was the town that it was in, or whatever?
so it's Durbin, Durbin, West Virginia. Uh, it's like the same. Like you go there, it's like a little gift shop right there to like the road that like you just go down like a little hill and you go to where the train is and you just park right there. And then, like I said, you just go about, I want to say like 5 to 10 miles, like up the road, like into the woods and stuff. But, yeah, man, I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun. You and Jules need to try it if you ever decide to come back to Virginia just to go to West Virginia. Uh, I recommend it, to
How long of a
anybody.
drive was it from that area?
Woo, it's probably about close to 3 hours.
Okay, that's the first I've heard of this when you were telling me about
Uh,
it the other week.
yeah. Uh, like I said, the best part is when you get to White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. When you go right past that, I'm telling you, you lose your cell service and everything. So if you just want to get away, get off the grid and everything, go that way. Like nothing. Like you can still get like on your phone, like if you like had the stuff already saved onto your phone and stuff.
Yeah.
But you can't look at the internet like that. You can't make a call or text message, anything like that. Like you're completely off the grid and everything. And I actually took one of the knives that you gave me before you left. It's that the wooden one that had the flashlight,
Okay.
and I took that with me. Did I use it? No, but I mean, if I had to, I would have. But no, it was like I said, it was a lot of fun. It was be like you're close to the train track, so every like 2 times a day, a train will go back and forth and everything. Uh, Within like 4 hours of each other. So we did like old school stuff. We put like pennies on the train tracks, let the train smash them and everything, just flatten them out. And we got a couple of them. Uh, yeah, uh, grilled out and everything. They got a griddle like on the back of each caboose. But the inside, they make it to where you can live. Like up on the upper part, it's a couple beds. Then they got like a futon bed up in the bottom, and then like the bench where people usually used to sit at, they turned that into a bed. Had a bathroom, stove, and everything. A little mini refrigerator. So it was like a high tech redneck thing. So I was tickled to death for it.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you guys had a good time. And I got to learn a little more about it, guys, because I want to hear myself today because in the last few conversations over the last couple of weeks, me and Mike both had some stuff going on, and I had some personal stuff that I had to take care of on my end. But it's good to hear that, man. I'm glad y'all had a good time. I may have to look into that and look it up online, and when we get back up that way, which we will in the future, maybe take a look into to going up there and checking it out while we're in the area.
Yeah, the only thing is, if you're gonna do it, you gotta like book it at the beginning of the year because it does sell out.
Okay.
And we was the last people that was gonna go up there this year and everything. So we was the last one for the season. But they how it sounds like they do really good business and everything. Like it sells out really good and everything. So like I said, it's like modern because they kind of upgrade the caboose for you to where you can stay and be comfortable and everything. But then it's still also old school where because you're actually like camping and doing stuff too. So like you can get like one caboose, but then say like if I went with my hot American wife and you went with your wife and we got two different cabooses, we could have it hooked up together where like we could just like be right there. But if I be like, hey, I don't want to see James the whole weekend, I'd be like, park them down there, like, so it's like 150 yards down into like the curve and everything. And that's where they park the second one if you don't want to be hooked up. So,
Okay.
so
Nice.
it's like a couple different spots where you can enjoy your time there.
Cool. Cool. Well, I'm glad to hear once again. I'll say it, and I'm glad you shared that with us, and we got to hear about it. And I'm also glad we're finally back on the airwaves for everybody to be here with us. And I'm looking here at some news, Mike, and I'm gonna go ahead and just jump right into some wrestling stuff this week. So we all know about the celebrate. They're going to celebrate Eddie Guerrero Day on November 18th in El Paso, and that's kind of cool. Because Eddie, to most wrestling fans, anybody from the mid '90s on know about Eddie Guerrero and what he gave to the business. But just for him to be from El Paso and they make that his day, is got to be cool for his family and his kids and all that to see. So that's a really cool thing, to have Eddie Guerrero Day, November 18th in El Paso, Texas. And I believe it starts this year from what I read. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm actually gonna watch it. How? I'm not going to El Paso, Texas. But if y'all want to watch it, they said you can go to the El Paso, Texas, like, page and stuff, and they're going to have the whole ceremony on there. So I think it's like on Facebook how it sounded. But you just go to the El Paso, like, you know how they have it for like Tampa and stuff like that. You just go to El Paso that day at, I think you said 9, and it's the whole ceremony's on it. So take an early lunch at work, and I'm gonna be watching it.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, so that's been going on. Also, let's see what else I got here, man. I'm floating through this, trying to remind me what's been going on lately. Also, what about the we've been hearing about the release of this Ridge Holland. They released him early from his contract, apparently, because he went on social media complaining about how he felt he was done. The only thing I can say about this, um, after hearing this, is I understand your frustration, Ridge. I really do. I understand your frustration. It's a business at the end of the day when they're done with you at the time. And we've all experienced it. It's been there. It don't matter what level of star it's been there, or whether you're another talent like such as myself as a referee. You do experience the, hey, you're being released, and that's pretty much how it is. Sometimes you're getting told why. Sometimes you have no reason why. 95% of the times you really don't have a reason. There are occasions there is a reason why you're released from this business. But regardless of what the reasoning really is, whether they have nothing for you, maybe you did something stupid, maybe it's nothing at all. Maybe it's just, hey, we were releasing you to free up more money from somebody else. And I was actually told that once, one other time. But anyway, getting into this story real quick, I feel for Ridge Holland. I feel for anybody that's been in the professional wrestling business that's been released, because I felt it myself. You get released one time, like WCW, the company went out of business. I wasn't even released that time. The company goes out of business. How do you think I felt? My dream was to be in WCW. It was the biggest letdown of my whole life, I believe, as a wrestling fan growing up as a child up to adulthood, being able to work there. And then, fast forward years later, I get to WWE developmental after working hard again, get released from that, go to TNA, work there a little while, get released from that. You get the drift. It never gets easier, except for the fact you grow older and you realize, hey, there's more to life. And and I'm going to say it. I love professional wrestling as much as the next guy, but there's more to life than that. And there's your personal life, and then there's your professional life. And when you overlap the professional and your personal life, and your whole identity is your professional life, is when there becomes a problem. And regardless if anybody that's in the business on a current right now believes that I'm right or wrong from that, I really don't care what your opinion is. But my opinion is that when you put them together and your whole identity is just your character in the pro wrestling business or what you've done in that, that's when it becomes a problem. You've got to separate life, real life, from your life on TV or whatever you're doing there. So long story short, I feel for this guy, but on the other hand, I'm not going to be like some people and feel totally bad for him. Because when you get released, if you don't have the funds there or what you think you should have there, you are going to feel in the back of your head, how am I going to survive in the long run? I understand your frustration, but you got to move on. And everybody feels bad for him more than just, hey, I understand your pain. I just don't understand. Like some fans are go, oh, it's so terrible how they did this guy. But another guy get released. It's like, oh, he got released. Who cares? So you can't have that. So I just take this guy went to social media. I'm going to tell you the long run story, then I'm going to be quiet about it. And you can give me your take, Mike. But I think this guy goes on social media, gets people to feel bad for him. Then WWE releases him early, which is only a few weeks, by the way. It ain't like they took his whole non-compete, from what I'm reading at least. I could be wrong, from him. And then they feel even more worse for this guy. And I've heard, and I don't know if it's true or not, he's got a GoFundMe. Is that correct?
Yeah, He does.
Okay. Guess what, buddy? I never asked for one GoFundMe anytime I got released. Have I lost it all and had to regain it? Abso-friggin-lutely. And let me tell you something. It's not fun, but you can't go cry to the whole friggin' world. That's what society we're in today. Everybody goes cries to the whole freaking world. And there's actually people in the WWE roster, from what I understand, are sending him money on a monthly basis. Is that correct as well?
Yeah, I know. It's a few people that last time I saw did like $1,000 like one time, but I think Chelsea Green is doing like $1,000 each month.
Wow. Well, good for her to have a big open heart, because most people in this business, I don't care if they're your friends or not. If you're sent home and they're still there, you're not getting nothing. Uh, Good for her to have a good heart, because that's normally not how it's done. I'm just saying, nobody normally does that for you or treats you that way. I'm not saying we shouldn't have more of an open heart in this world and do that for people, but it just doesn't happen that way, Mike. You know, um, like I said, I've been in that business. I lost my job several times. Uh, there were people that reached out to me afterwards and said, "Hey man, you'll be good. You'll make it, blah, blah, blah." And, but it was never me going on social media, which back in WCW closing days, we didn't really have social media. But my point, we may have had MySpace. Hell, I don't know. But I wasn't going to go in there and act like a fool and cry about it. Did I feel like crying? I'm sure I did. But I'm not talking negative towards this guy. I'm just saying, I don't know what to tell you, dude. You know how many people get released every day, not just from that business, but lose their jobs daily on a daily basis? I mean, I don't know. I just have mixed feelings about GoFundMe's anyway. So anyway,
All right. Uh,
I know it's
sorry.
not.
Oh yeah, I was laughing the whole time because uh, I can see both points on this. Sorry, I was laughing because like I heard like a little bit more to the story and stuff like that, and but like I said, I can see both sides. What I've heard and stuff, and I agree with your side. Like Phil's just being released and everything. Suck it up. Go get another job. Like it's more than WWE out there, you know. Uh, I've heard it's with like merch sales and independent booking, you can make more on the independents than you can up in WWE.
Well, some
So
guys, yeah.
yeah, so and he's got that name value for being in WWE, so he could have done something to uh keep getting a lot of money in. But and this is the problem I have with TKO. It's gonna go straight back to TKO not caring about the wrestlers, in my opinion. First, it started off to be one half of the famous Good Brothers, Carl Anderson. Then I think Carmella. So TKO released them. Carl Anderson got hurt, tore his bicep and everything. Then they released him. Carmella got pregnant. They decided not to renew her contract. Ridge Holland, on the other hand, he he wasn't getting the push on the main level like he wanted to on the main card. So he went to TKO in them or whoever's in charge of that, and he was going to bet on himself. So they dropped him down. He's like, "Let me go to NXT, rebuild myself and everything." And he took a pay cut. He went to uh, main level money to uh, NXT contract, and it's a huge difference from what I'm hearing, like between the two. But he was actually doing better, bet on himself, doing better in NXT. Well, all of a sudden, it just starts dying down, a little bit, like not really giving him a push. So what do? They sent him to TNA and everything to try to work like a couple things there. Well, when he did, he had a match, I think, against Moose, or he was teaming up with Moose or something, and somehow he broke his foot or ankle or something severely, like pretty bad. And then all of a sudden, they said they was going to release him from his contract after he gets injured. Well, he goes on social media, be like, they're not going to renew my contract. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do because he can't work until they said like in 2026. So that's like 3-4 months that he's not working. And then, since he went on social media like that, he was going to get paid for those couple weeks left of his contract. Well, since he went on social media, did that, they 100% just cut ties, everything, not get paid no more whatsoever. So that's why the people started to go fund me. So TKO don't care about people, but when Vince McMahon was in charge, he never released a wrestler when they was injured. They might came back and they sucked and they released them after that, but when they was injured, they never released them. So, like I said, I can see both sides, like reading on it and stuff. So it's hard to say.
Yeah, I was just reading up on it a little more to get caught up. I saw some more articles on it, and it says that he actually made an appearance on Busted Open Radio, spoke about his release and whatnot. Long story short, he needs neck fusion surgery as well for his C5C6. There we go. Let's see. It also claims here that they're going to pay for that surgery. But the reason they feel like WWE is paying for the surgery is because, or TKO, whoever you want to say at this point, is because they don't want any backlash or, I guess, legal action taken, right? So it looks like they'll take care of that, and they're still taking care of his rehab. The only thing that he is getting screwed over at this point was their pay after. Normally, it's a non-compete pay. You get paid after your release or whatever. It's how generally the contracts used to work. I don't know how they work now. I think they work similar, but so apparently he was also released in October the 13th. Told of his release, I guess, but actually released after his comments on November 4th. But it also states here that in their contract, it states for you not to, basically in layman's terms, for everybody to understand, you don't talk crap about the company on your way out, in order to keep keep that money coming in. I don't know. That's another way to look at it. I mean, if you generally know you signed something that's similar to an NDA, why would you open your mouth regardless of how bad you felt if you needed that said money? That's what I'm saying. I mean, I know it hurts, and sometimes you don't know what your next step is in life. And I've had that feeling, trust me. And I feel for that feeling, but I don't know.
But did does it say like what he actually said? Because all I heard was I'm being released and everything after I got injured or whatever. I'm not. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to afford my mortgage and the kids, like take care of the kids and stuff. It don't really. I don't. I can't remember because it's been a couple of weeks since I kind of read up on it, or like a week or something. But to my understanding, I don't think he really said nothing bad about the company. He just said, like, you know how some people would like, hey, to my fans, I'm leaving. This is what's going on, but they don't really bash the company. I don't think he really did that. I think he just said, they're releasing me. They sent me down to TNA. I broke my foot, ankle, whatever, and now I'm being released after trying to like do something for them or
I just
something. I
realized
don't.
Mike, I just realized who this guy is. Is he the guy that broke Big E's neck that time?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. So.
I got so many things I could go out here. I know he didn't mean to do it probably, but you're telling me you feel screwed over by WWE after being released and you feel like you have financial struggles is basically what he said. His inability to pay his mortgage. Um, he also expressed deep regret over the incident with when he broke Big E's neck. He'd give
Yeah.
anything to go back. That accident shook his confidence. God. Okay.
Which I could see where it shook up his confidence because he wasn't really the same after that. And Big E went out and said, like, like he tried not to make it seem like it was Rich Holland's fault. Like it just happened. Like a mistake happened and everything. So Big E forgave him, and they worked through it and stuff. But fans, Big E was getting so over at the time that fans was turning on Rich Holland. But I
Okay.
mean, it's I just don't know which way to go with it because like I can see both sides on this.
Well,
Like
no.
like I really can. But then you have people that out with injuries, but you're still paying them right now. Like Kevin Owens, he's out next. So you don't even know if he's coming back. You know, like it's one of those surgeries that, but he's still under contract and stuff. Rich Hollins, broken foot, ankle, got to have like neck surgery or whatever, and he's released or contract not renewed and everything. So yeah, I would be kind of bitter on all this too, you know. So I don't know. It's
Right.
like if I know I'm about to get released and uh like the company I work for, like if they're gonna be like, hey, we're gonna fire you because like whatever, I ain't gonna be like, hey, I thank you for this opportunity. I hope I get another chance. No, anybody that knows me, I'm gonna bash them on the way out too, and it's
Well,
gonna be worse. It's gonna be worse than what he did. Like I don't personally think he did anything wrong. He like to get cut off like earlier. Like so, I don't know. I don't think they should have just paid him out at least the 2 weeks left of his. Uh, I think it's like 2, 3 more weeks left. They should just pay him that, and maybe it wouldn't be all blown out by now, and maybe they wouldn't start the GoFundMe.
right.
So
Well, it says here that maybe 2 hours after he posted the said comments online, uh, they tell him he's being released, and he just had 10 days before his contract was set to expire. So I guess basically what happened was he wasn't going to have a. See, I was thinking they cut him super early. Apparently his contract was coming up. It looks like they wasn't going to re-sign him. Is that more like it?
yeah, he was only going to be. So he was out. Uh, like the timeline you said, it was like October 3rd and November 3rd or something. Like October 13th, November 3rd or something. He was only going to get paid for like 2 more weeks or something. Like it wasn't like a big thing. So I don't understand like why it got all blown out of proportion. I don't, me personally, that's one thing I like about Vince and WWE and everything. He never released the people while they was injured and stuff. Like I said, Carl Anderson, they released the Good Brothers because like they didn't have a plan for them when they came back. But Carl Anderson was hurt and he was out for like 4 months. Then they released him.
Yes.
They like if you're gonna release somebody, like why, like at least they'll return. And then like I said, if you suck, then release them, not while you're hurt. TKO, it's like they're just trying to save money. So as soon as you get hurt, and if you're not, like if you're a mid carder or lower, as soon as you get hurt, you're pretty much done. Like it seems like they're just cutting ties with you just to save money. And that's the problem that I have with TKO doing this to Rich Hollins. If he sucked in everything, you should have never had him there to like that long under contract. You should have just been like, okay, he's just getting released and everything because you apparently didn't have no plans for him. You got him in NXT. I heard like I think Evolve, so he wasn't even close to getting back onto NXT. I think so. You should have just released him.
Now, look, it sounds like to me they weren't going to have any plans for him anyway. And I also believe, well, this is what it sounds like as well, that being they had probably no plans for him in the long run, that he was going to get released. It was just bad timing with the injury. And it just looks like, hey, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it just looks like, hey, we screwed this guy over even worse because of the timing of everything. What about that take on it? Maybe it's just a timing issue. They didn't mean to make it look like, hey, we screwed you over, buddy. It's just, hey, you broke your foot near the same time we were thinking about we don't need you.
Well, see, I would think that, like I really would, but it goes back to like the Good Brothers, and then Carmella, she gets pregnant, and then after that, if you're that good to start with, you're going to get your contract renewed, or you're going to get released. How come when she got pregnant, then they released her? I mean, so me personally, I don't think it's a timing thing. I just think,
Well,
uh,
I'm not trying to sound bad here, but when it comes down to a pregnancy, if you're not able to do your job, I mean, maybe it's time to go.
but what? Okay, so which if you can't do your job, yes, I 100% agree with that. But what about Naomi? She's pregnant right now. Are they going to release her?
Well, Mike, there's a double standard in the world. Probably not.
Okay. And then Alexa Bliss, she got pregnant. She was out for a long period of time.
Right.
And then
Mm-hmm.
she came back perfectly fine. Now she's a former women's tag team champion. She lost the title with Charlotte Flair last night. Uh, but they brought her back.
Right.
So I know it's double standards and stuff like
Yep.
that, but
Every day.
if you're gonna if you're gonna get released, you don't do it while they're injured or pregnant. It's just gonna make you as the company look really bad at this, and that's what's going on. And then you got other people that likes Rich and everything, and started to GoFundMe. So
Yeah. I mean,
it just looks bad for TKO, which it really does.
right.
But I mean, like you said, it could be the timing, it could be whatever. But they should have, like AEW. I think they freeze their contracts, or WWE used to freeze their contracts, and then bring them back, and then whenever they're out, that's how much they add on to their time.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't they do that this time?
Yeah.
So
I mean, nobody really knows the underlying truth to any of these except the people involved. I was just saying from my personal experiences, I feel for the guy overall, but I've never been a fan of anybody going online directly telling all your inside stuff, on anything. I mean, especially when basically it comes down to he feels a certain way about it. I understand why he feels bad. It's not a fun feeling. And it was bad timing because he's dealing with the injuries and all that too. And it probably made it even worse for him. I understand all of that. Trust me, I'm a human being, for God's sakes. But I just don't agree with the way that he handled the situation, going out. Yes, you were mad. Yes, you were angry. Tell your friends that, personal friends that. Maybe go and do a shoot interview and say it. But going straight to your social media and doing it, I don't know. I just don't agree with it, but that's okay. But I also am with you, Mike. I don't totally agree with how he was done because people are done wrong at times. And when it comes back to the other story you're talking about, I mean, people know this. There's double standards in everything in life, but when it comes to pro wrestling, sometimes there's so many double standards going on. It's not even funny. Take it from a guy that experienced a lot of stuff and seen a lot of stuff. So we could go on days and days about this and give, more opinions and more things that actually happened. I can go into stories, but we really don't have the time for that today. But I could go into this forever. And I hope he gets better. I hope that the neck surgery goes well for him when it comes up next year. And I hope he heals well. And I hope he gets back on his feet and he turns everything around. I don't wish any ill will on this guy at all. One, I don't know him personally. That's one reason. And two, I don't do that on people in general. But anyway, it's a hot topic in a way. It's been online for a couple weeks, and yeah,
So pretty much, he should have just kept his mouth shut, been all mad at the house, kept his mouth shut for 2 more weeks, got 2 more weeks of money, contract in, then, hey, TKO is stupid for doing this.
yeah, pretty much. Should have waited. Yeah,
So his timing was bad.
yes,
TKO's timing was bad. Everything was bad.
yes. In a
So
nutshell, that's nutshell. That's what I'm trying to get at. Even though it probably sounded a lot worse than that at one point. But but yeah, I mean, talk about it later. Get on these podcast shows. Hell, I would have loved to interview the guy. Me and you both would have loved that. Go out and get on podcasts, which I think he's done a few now. Uh, go out and do shoot interviews. Sell your time to the people after the fact and tell your story then. Don't give away so much ahead of time. Market yourself after the fact to make the money to help pay your bills. But anyway, um, and I didn't know that was the guy that broke Big E's neck until I read that. Wow. Okay.
yeah, that's him.
Okay. I remember seeing it, but I did not put two and two together. That was the same dude. That's wild. I'm really surprised I didn't realize that. Anyway, I guess we'll move along to another topic this week. Um, John Cena just wrestled, last night in his home. It's like a hometown, home state type thing, right? I believe Boston. And he actually became the IC, which for people out there that want me to say the whole word so they know what I'm talking about, Intercontinental Championship. He's the Intercontinental Champion now. He beat Dom. That's his nickname. What's his Dominic Mysterio? Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
but on TV they call him Dirty Dom.
Dirty Dom. Okay. I have not watched that yet, guys. I don't know if Mike has watched the match yet. But I do know the part I did see was all the pyro they put off after the fact, that he won it. That was pretty elaborate. That was pretty big for an IC title match on Raw, right?
Yeah, but I mean it's different way. Like you don't get that much fireworks or stuff for pyro for the Intercontinental Championship, the United States Tag Team Championship. That's usually like main event, like on pay-per-views for like the world title, WWE title. But I mean, I guess all the pyro was because he is now a Grand Slam champion in WWE, maybe. But you talk about TKO going into debt. I mean, they just went more into debt with just the pyro.
Yeah, yeah. No, no
But it
doubt.
looked cool. It looked really cool though.
Yeah.
But
So that's what I'll be doing. Probably the next couple of days. I'll be catching up on the Raw show to watch Cena's one of his last few matches of ever. I'll catch up on that, and maybe we can talk more about Cena on the next episode. We still got to get back to our episode of the top 10, in our opinion, TNA world champions of all time. Your top 10, my top 10. We got to jump into that one week. Hopefully we'll get that out next couple weeks. One more thing I'd like to talk about, Mike, unless you got any topics real quick. I got one more I'd like to talk about from me personally.
Oh, you can talk about anything you want to, buddy.
Well, I wanted to bring up JCW and their show being written by Vince Russo. So I went on the last couple weeks since this has been happening, and I watched some of their older episodes, and then I watched the episode, the first one that Vince Russo had his hands in. And I will tell you guys how I really feel. Now, this is how I really feel, and I hope you're ready for it. And a lot of you might be shocked. I thought it was really damn good. I thought they had a lot of in-ring action. I bet a lot of you thought I was going a different route with that, but no, I'm not going to bitch and complain about one thing that I saw in there. The in-ring action was good with all the talent they got. They got a kid from Charlotte that I knew really well. His name's Caleb Conley. He worked for Hot Spots up there out of Charlotte. He's originally from Atlanta. Good kid. He's on their show. I'm glad he's still doing his thing. Caleb was always an exceptional wrestler, I thought, when I met him in 2004 in Charlotte when I was living there, trying to make it back and going back to WWE and all that, you know. And seeing him on there and just seeing the product and the in-ring product, they got Willie Mack, they got a bunch of others. They got guys I don't even know about until I watched the show. I finally got to see Cocaine work, which is not a bad gimmick. When I saw the picture online and just read about it, I'm like, I bet this gimmick sucks. Actually, it's not bad at all. Then there's another kid on there. If you remember, he does I think his last name is Stephen Flow. And there's a song that's Even Flow. Well, this kid, he's got the 90s grunge look, but it reminds me of an older late 90s, mid 90s ECW type gimmick. And the crowds remind you of ECW. They're really out there at times and they're cheering the whole time. They're excited. And, the actual taping of this whole product is actually done in a great way. I mean, it brings in the in-ring action. It's got good camera angles. It's in a more of an intimate setting instead of a major stadium or an arena. It brings you back to that, sort of like an ECW type feel when it comes to that. And then the wrestling itself brings you back to more of a 25 year ago field, sort of like the Attitude Era, type thing, like Russo said he's going to do. So he's delivering on what he says, with his hand in it. You can tell he's got his hand in it. You can tell by the writing. But seeing Big Vito come in at the end, the show and end it the way they did, I'm not going to spoil it for everybody out there, but you need to go watch it. And it's kind of refreshing. And it's a really good product. I think if they continue this route, it's going to be something to want to watch week to week. And it's something better than what's currently on television with all the other products that they all try to act the same and be the same. So, I enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to watching, more weeks down the road. And I'm very happy for Big Vito. Great guy from when I first met him in ECW. Put me over when I went into WCW to everybody. Always had my back. So great to see him back on the TV. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I have not watched any, but me and James was talking about it a little bit ago, and it sounds really good. And you said you can watch it on YouTube, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's I know you can find it on there. They got their own channel. Go look it up. It's JCW Lunacy. Uh yeah, I can't like I said, I enjoyed it. And I'm really particular with my pro wrestling, but we all have different standards on what we like. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Honestly, the product itself, the in-ring product was there. I mean, I'm not joking, you guys. That's not 45 minutes of the open the show for a promo that by the time you hit the 45th minute, you're like, I ain't watching no more of this tonight. I don't care who's wrestling because they done wore your brain out. It's actually not that much in ring talk. You have it, but it's not that much. The backstage segments are there, but it's not overwhelming. It's quality in ring product. And a lot of these kids are really good. Some I knew of already. And like I said, some I didn't, but they all were, in my opinion, their show delivered, on all cylinders. At least that episode had the first one I watched that they're involved. And, you just can't go wrong from a wrestling standpoint. From a wrestling standpoint, if you like pro wrestling and stuff that happens inside the ring, you're going to find it on there right now.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check it out. I did see like a clip on Facebook when Russo came down and everything, and with Big Vito and stuff. So I did see that little clip on Facebook, and like you said, like it looks really good. So, and then how you was talking about it earlier when we was on the phone, like I'm definitely gonna have to check it out.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's I haven't watched. I still keep up with the products. I watch a little bit here and there, but not full shows. I actually made a point to myself to go in and watch the full episode. I watched it from start to finish. I enjoyed it. I'm really am going to go watch, even though I've heard some things about last night's Raw that Triple H is probably in the ring for 30 minutes of talking, if not more. I don't know if it's true or not. But I'm going to go watch Raw from last night and check it out. And next episode, I'll give my opinion on that. What I think, like I said, I like to give my opinions. I like to hear people's others' opinions. We always encourage you guys, if you're listening to the show and you disagree with anything we say, email us. Let's talk about this. And let's discuss it. That's what I want to do. So please let us know your opinions. Me and Mike don't always see eye to eye, but you know what? We're still going to always be friends because we understand that's how it works. So send in your stuff. Let's talk about things. If you don't agree with what Mike says, let Mike and me know. If you don't agree with what I say, let us know. Just do it, man. Give us something else to talk about. We can talk about you. Come on.
Whoa, 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 whoa! I don't know about that because I don't know y'all that well, but send in the emails, tell us a little bit about y'all. If we could turn it into a whole episode just about you.
That's true.
So, so, uh, but real quick, I want to go back to John Cena and
Okay.
stuff. Wouldn't it be something that last night he won the IC title, right?
Yeah.
Dominic Mysterio is the Triple A champion. Wouldn't it be cool if Cena would have won that title also, and he could have been an 18-time world champion?
Okay.
I mean, he's already going to win the IC title. I mean, you could have uh let him have one more run as like a face world champion for his last, I think 3 dates left and everything. So I don't know. It would have been kind of cool. It would have pushed the bar out a little bit further where like somebody's really got to work towards that next level. Because like right now, I think the closest one is like Randy Orton, and he's like 3 away and
Right.
everything. So it's doable. You can still get to 17 and just tie it. And you know what they say? It's like a tie is like kissing your sister. I mean, you don't want a tie. So, so,
I never heard
but,
that one, but we'll go with it.
but, but what do you think about the John Cena, tournament where the winner of the tournament is going to face him for his last match on Sunday night main event?
Um, I like it. I like the concept of it, is what I'm trying to say. I like the concept of it. Now, they started these matches yet?
Yeah, they started a couple last night.
Okay.
Uh, I know Sheamus won, and then
Who did Sheamus beat?
he beat Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh. Okay. Okay. I like Sheamus though. Always did. I knew him from
And then
developmental.
Rusev won, and I think he beat Damian Priest.
Okay. I dig that too. I like Rusev. I always
Like
liked his work.
like the matches that they're putting together for this tournament right now, just like the few that they've been listing, they're like top notch match on paper. So they could deliver, and if it comes down to facing Cena, I mean, it's a really good storyline going. But it's a couple of names in there that nobody knows. I think it's like at least two that nobody knows who they are. One's probably going to get revealed this Friday when they face LA Knight. But my question is, who do you think, or who do you want to face John Cena in his very last match? Like, do you want somebody that he's already had a match with and have history with, or do you want like a newer person? Like, it could be like a veteran, or like a veteran where they never faced Cena before, or do you want like something like they already done before?
Correct. I see what you're getting at. Personally, I think being that, we really can't put him with a newer talent because John, and the reason I say this, John's going to go out on top. And if he doesn't, that's some really bad way to do him. But he's going to go out on top his last match. So we need to let him have that win. And you really don't want to put one of your top stars that you're going to be pushing towards the future to come in there to lose to him in his last match, to take the fall, so to speak. So I would guess, and what I would do is I would put an older established talent in there that he's had some history with, something that was maybe a notable feud that everybody remembers. And then John beats them to go out on top to bring back the nostalgia feel of the last 20 plus years that John has given this business. And I think it leaves everybody happy, and he'll go out big on top, and it'll give you something to remember. So that's what I would do. That's my take if I was doing the booking behind this. Now, the person in question, who should it be? Well, we know it's not going to be Lesnar. We know it's not going to be, I'm trying to think of names right now. We know it's not going to be Taker. We know it's not going to be any like Kurt Angles
Now,
or anybody like that. Who's it going to be?
well, it's also like people keep throwing out Chris Jericho's name because his contract is uh, but his comes up at the end of the year. Uh, Edge in AEW, his contract ends sometime next year, and it's like those two names keeps coming up. Do you see maybe uh somehow TKO can buy one of their contracts out to have a match? Do you think they could do like a deal where it's like, hey, uh, can we use Edge or Chris Jericho for this match? We give y'all a little bit shout out on our TV, and then we don't bash y'all as much as we normally do. You think that's a possibility?
Yeah, I could see anything really happening at this point. Um, but whatever the decision is and whoever gets it, I hope it's um, something that at the end of the day, that the modern wrestling fan in the last 20, 25 years has been a fan, and the fans prior to that, and then the fans that started watching years later that know of Cena and know how good he is. I just hope they do it in the right way to give his send off, to make it very meaningful. We don't want something to look lackluster at the end of the day and go, well, that was good, but this would have been better. You want it to hit on all cylinders going out the door, and it's got to be just right. Um, so whatever decision's made by the powers that be, I really hope that it's a decision that makes every wrestling fans for the last 20 some years that Cena's been on top remember and say, hey, he got a good send off, and enjoyed watching this tonight. So that's what it's got to have that good go home feel.
Yeah. I'm going to give you what I think in a minute, but also another name that's been floating around is Gunther. He's out with injury right now, but they're saying that he should be like he's clear. He should come back any time now. Do you think he's a possibility? I mean, the rumor's been there for him a long time. Like before the tournament was even announced that he was going to be Cena's last match. They're going to try to make Gunther into like the person that retires the legends like he did with Goldberg. So it's kind of like a story going on, like that could happen with that.
Mm-hmm.
But what do you think about Gunther being maybe the last opponent?
Me personally, if I had my hand and it could say and it really meant something, no, I would not do it. Um, I didn't like it when he did it with Goldberg. I'm not saying I don't like Gunther, what I don't even know how to say his name probably. Uh, I do know that I do like his work, but when it comes to this being a nostalgia, you got to have nostalgia in there. And I think him leaving the last match with Cena is not enough nostalgia. It's nothing against him personal. It just doesn't bring up any good feel moments for the average wrestling fan, in my opinion, or even the casual wrestling fan to say, hey, I enjoyed tonight. And if you go with that guy, it's not going to work. You know, let's say you could get a Jericho to be in there for it. That would work. Let's say you could have, Edge. Everybody knows him as Copeland now, of course. That would work, but I just don't buy a guy as Gunther or whatever to go and make it mean something at the end of the day. And that's not knocking on him at all, but it's knocking on that match. Yes.
Okay, I mean it makes sense. Uh, I'm gonna vote for Vince Russo, that's undefeated in WCW, facing John Cena.
Do you think Vince Russo could beat John Cena in his last match?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, okay, I'm just kidding. Like I think it'd be a good match, but that's not really what I want to see. Uh, I think I totally agree with he should go out on top. He should uh win going out. He's done so much for the business, right?
Yes.
But last night, he also said that he wants NXT to be part of the show, the Saturday Night Main Event. He wants them to be involved because the future is NXT and stuff. So, I start looking at different stuff while I was on lunch today, and uh, apparently I can't remember what he went by in WWE, but he's the announcer uh, in TNA right now. Uh, he he kind of let it slip up in an interview that Joe Hendry is no longer in TNA, that he's actually signed a deal with NXT.
Hmm.
So with that, all right, so you got him doing that. Then you got one, maybe two spots open in the tournament. That's a surprise and everything, right? Well, when Joe Hendry was the TNA champion, he asked Cena, what can I do to get a match with you for during your last run? Not your last match, just your last run. He goes, that's up to you. You have to do the story. You have to make people go, wow, this is what I want. Okay. So Cena winning the IC championship last night, I think it'd be kind of cool. So Joe Hendry's over. Like, is he a megastar right now? No, but he's over where he could be a top star in WWE. He really can be. Uh, what if Joe Hendry goes into the tournament, he wins it, he goes to Saturday Night Main Event, and he actually beats John Cena, and he beats him for the IC Championship. But Cena does something that he's been wanting, like he's been saying he wants to do and stuff, and he gives back to the wrestling business by putting over and making Joe Hendry a bigger star, because I don't think he's going to turn Joe Hendry heel for taking that away from Cena. You do that, I mean, uh, yeah, it's not going to turn him heel. You got a major push from being John Cena. You retiring him. You took the IC title away from him. I mean, if you sit back and look at the storyline is there. Joe Hendry called him out. Now he's in NXT. Cena wants NXT to be part of the show. I mean, do you get Cena to retire as an IC champion? Because if you don't count Saturday Night Main Event, he's only got two more matches. One is rumored that he's going to be in the Survivor Series match, so he's not going to drop the title in that match. So he's really only got the next time, I think it's in Madison Square Garden at a show. He's not going to drop it at Madison Square Garden, so it's got to be Saturday Night Main Event. Like, do you let him go out on like as a champion? It's almost like him kind of taking from the business from a standpoint, or do you let Joe Hendry try to make him into a bigger star? Because right now you don't really have anybody. You got Jay Uso that's almost more heelish right now. CM Punk is not as over as he was back in 2009, 2008, or whatever. Roman Reigns, he's over. He's not there or nothing. Everybody's getting kind of saying that Cody Rhodes is kind of stale at the moment because he's not really defending the title. It's the same stuff over and over with him. You don't really have another major star. This could be where Cena can give back to the company, make Joe Hendry a bigger star, and then who knows, they could put him in the main event scene.
Gotcha. Um, so being that you're asking me what I feel about that, um, to me, I don't, yeah, that's not a good last match.
I think it could work if they do it right. The storyline is there. Like, I don't want to see him with an older wrestler, because just like uh, any of the older wrestlers facing older wrestlers, it's just not as good. The matches, I'm surprised that really John Cena and AJ Styles was a phenomenal match. It was just like with two older people, you don't really expect it. They they just put on a really good match. What's the odds of that happening again? I think you need to have a younger person, but then you need to see, hey, who are we going to try to push? Who's going to be on the main roster? Who can we? I mean, he's already made, or he's already been in the Royal Rumble. He's already been up in WrestleMania with Randy Orton. Like, it sounds like they're going to try to push him anyways. Why not try to give him the John Cena rub and try to push him up to that very next high level to start with? And beating Cena for the IC title could make him that higher of a star.
Oh, absolutely. It would elevate him to being a star. I mean, uh, and if he didn't get a big enough rub off of that, not just being the IC champion, but beating Cena, I don't think he would. If he can't, if they did that and he could not get a rub off that to make him a bigger star, he'll never be a bigger star. I just don't see him ever making it if that would happen. So yeah, you're right. It would probably give him the rub he needed to be the next star, but if that would go on and he wouldn't be a next big star and it didn't work out, I would think at that point, he would never get uh, that opportunity to be a big star. It would just be gone. But if he could get an opportunity like that, it would work. Yes, it would make or break him is what I'm trying to get at. But if the breaking part is what happens to the guy, Hendrick would never be a star after that, I believe, if it didn't work.
I mean, WWE's been high on Joe Hendry. I mean, you can tell by how they had him for like a bunch of like shows and stuff, you know?
Mhm.
Like, you don't just have a TNA person in the Royal Rumble like that. You don't have him in WrestleMania against Randy Orton of all people.
Yeah.
You know, like they're high on him. They they've done it the smart way. They got him. They had him on their TV. They got his name out there already. They're doing what they need to while he was on a contract with TNA. But now the rumor that he's signed with NXT, so he's a WWE superstar now. So if you're that high on him and you done everything you could to protect him to get him into WWE, why not try to push him? Like who else you gonna do? You could do Braun Breaker. I think that'd be a good match. But Breaker, no matter what, he's a really good face. He's a really good bad guy. Like he's already there and everything. Um, so I don't think that's a way to go. Dominic Mysterio, Cena just beat him. You don't. I don't think you should let Dom beat him now. If you're gonna go that route, you should have had Dominic beat him at the beginning of his run
Yeah.
for all this. So I don't think that's the way to go. I think Dominic's going to be a top contender in WWE. I think he's going to be a main event star one day, but I don't think you go that route. Then you go to NXT. If he wants them on the show, like who do you get?
Right.
Trick Williams. I, he's good, but I don't think he's going to be like main event. Like I think if they're going to push him, he's going to get booed. Like I don't think Trick Williams is going to last too long on the main roster, in my opinion, or
Gotcha.
as the main event star. Uh, you got Ricky Saints. Uh, like that's a possibility. He's got the charisma. He's got the attitude. He's almost like a young Rock. But do you really want to go that route? Because it'd be like champion versus champion,
Hmm.
and those matches are good. It's just never that good, you know.
Yeah.
You need somebody, and I think Joe Hendry will be a right person at the time for it.
Okay. Well, Joe Henry doesn't have to go over in that match because pro wrestling is not about wins and losses. Pro wrestling is
I
about getting over.
I think he should go over because Cena is the champion. I It's a good moment for like wrestlers winning the championship and retiring,
Mhm.
like Sting did with the AEW tag team titles. I think it's wonderful. But what happens? Like you got to come up with a storyline now. Then you're gonna have to do a whole nother tournament
Mhm.
to crown a new champion because so that's two tournaments right there back to back.
Well, that's right. Yeah.
Like I it's just I don't know. It's just I don't I like the moment. I don't like the next couple weeks of it. I think he needs to drop the title if he's going to go over in his last match.
Gotcha.
Because like I said, like he's got 3 days left, and one of them is his final match. The other one is rumored to be a Survivor Series match, so he's not dropping in there. And then he's got, uh, I think like next week or the week after. Like, it's just sometime really soon. You're not going to drop the title that quickly. I like you just gave it to him, and he's only got 3 days left. You're not going to take it away right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to have it until the December 13th, I think. So I don't know. I don't think he should go over and retire as champion. But
Okay.
they do it all the time. It's history. Like you got Sting, you got Trish Stratus when she won the women's title and retired, uh, like 2009, 2010. Like it's history of it. I just personally don't like that. I think he needs to, and with the interviews that he does, he wants to put over younger talent to get back to the business.
Well, yes.
He said that. So I think it'd be good because just say Joe Hendry wins, and to make sure it doesn't turn into a heel thing, he goes in there. Cena and Hendry like embrace each other. They shake hands and stuff. And Joe Hendry just leaves the ring and let John Cena have his moment. And that's not going to, I don't think, it's going to put Joe Hendry into the heel category. I think that's going to have him to that next level.
Right.
But I mean, I don't know a whole lot, so
No, I mean,
it sounded good, but I don't
you got a
like
good
I could.
take on it.
I think with when the whole storyline like this is my last year, and Joe Hendry personally asked Cena, "What can I do to make this happen?" And Cena told him that, and now at the end of it, he's in WWE now, so it's like he's trying to make it happen. He's with he somehow got on WrestleMania, somehow he got on Royal Rumble. He's like got whatever, like he's working. It seems like he's working to the thing. So it's to me, it's like a good storyline to get to why he's doing this, and they can make it into like a video package, like the build up to it, and then they can make it where it sounds good on TV and people will get behind it.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I understand everything you're saying, and I don't have at the end of the day, uh, I just think that if the send off is right, that the guy being leaving, even if he leaves a champion, and either you have a tournament for that title or you say, hey, he's the last Intercontinental Champion of all time. You could even do that and not even have the belt anymore. Because they have so many titles anyway. And that would work. But and I don't have a problem. I mean, I see your point, valid point. Put the young kid in there, get him his rub, get him over. But at the end of the night, Cena beats him, but he makes him a star. I could go with that, but I just don't see the point of having Cena leave on his last night out. But then again, if Cena is pushing for that, by all means, but I don't think that the bookers and the writers themselves should book it that way. But if Cena keeps saying, hey, I want to give this kid or that kid this opportunity, I'm all for it at the end of the day if that comes out to be this fact. But if it's, hey, we're writing it this way, we need you to do this. Yes, I believe he should do the right thing, but I wouldn't agree with it. So, yeah, I mean, you have all good, valid points. It's just at the end of the night, if you did go that route with that kid, I would give Hendry his rub, put him over, give him a strong match, have him almost beat Cena a few times, but then Cena gets back and beats him with his finisher. And I wouldn't use finishers until the end, and Cena hits it that one time. It's like, and a match is classic, in my opinion. The guy would go for his finisher, and the guy keeps getting out of it. And finally, when he hits you with it, bam, out of desperation or whatever, maybe have Hendry look like he's beating him, but he just can't beat him when Cena finally hits him. But, or whatever. But but yeah, I mean, you had good valid points. I just wouldn't finish his career by having him take a loss to anyone. not just Hendry, but just to anyone. So
I mean, I don't know. It's really hard to say. Like I said, I could see like different scenarios where he can win, he can lose. Like, so we're gonna go on record now. Mr. 2020, Jamie Tucker thinks John Cena is going to win his last match.
yes, I believe if they do it correctly,
Wait, hold on. What'd you say? I believe? That's right. I believe in Joe Hendry.
oh my God, you got me, didn't you?
Yes. Had to get that in there.
Oh my God, I'm done for the day, I think. Wow, you got me. But yeah, I mean,
But
you had valid points, and I'm not saying I don't agree with you on any of them. I'm just saying at the end of the day, I think Cena should walk out on his last match as the hero, the guy on top, and it's a perfect fairy tale story. But then again, not everything in life is, and not everything that happens in pro wrestling is. So we'll see. But I'm looking forward to seeing how it ends. Absolutely.
so, Mr. 2020, Jamie Tucker thinks John Cena is going to win his last match.
Yes.
The Golden One, Mike Orange, believes in Joe Hendry going to win and beat John Cena for the IC title in John Cena's last match.
Well,
That's
if that happens, it'll give him a big super rub. Absolutely.
the bad thing is I don't even know if he's in the tournament or not.
But hey, you believe in
He
Joe
might not even
Hendry.
be. I mean, he might not even be up in it.
He
But
may not.
if he does, guess what? Whoever wins, I'm going to say they're going to win the whole thing and beat Cena in the
Oh
last thing.
my God.
But my opinion, I think Joe Hendry should do it.
Okay.
The storyline's there. I think Joe Hendry needs to be on top that night.
Well, I will say this. I may not believe Joe Henry will be in, if he's in the tournament and makes it, I do not believe Joe Henry will beat John Cena. But I do believe in one thing, and that's uh, CowboyRevolution.com, Cowboy Revolution Apparel Company. Go there, and when you check out at the end, guys, after you look at all the great apparel, and it's got even colder here in Florida. The feel like down here is like 50 today, and the high was maybe 58. It's got cold here. Tomorrow morning we're going to be in 30 degrees or something. Maybe it was this morning too. But anyway, it's getting colder here in Florida a little bit. And if it's cold here and I need a hoodie, you're going to need a hoodie where most of my listeners are at. And I want you to go out there, take a look at them, buy you some, get you a hat for your head in the winter too. It's cold out there. It's windy. Check out at cowboyrevolution.com. You will put in Jamie T123, save 15%. It's for the veterans, for the military. And today is Veterans Day, and go out there and support it and, get you some good merch at the same time. Excuse me, Mike, one more thing before we head off. I started scrolling through YouTube here on the television as we were still talking here, and I come across a video, and I'm going to listen to it as soon as we get off the air here. It says Jim Cornette on the Ridge Holland being fired by WWE. It was just posted on YouTube 5 hours ago. It's only that segment part of his show, and it lasts about 20 minutes. So for the next 20 minutes after I get off of here, that's exactly what I'll be tuning into, and I want to hear Cornette's take on it. I'm sure if Cornette listens to the show and I gave a good review for Russo, he's probably be cussing me right now. In great Cornette fashion. But anyway, nonetheless, I just saw that, thought I'd bring it up before we got off here. That's what I'll be tuning into here shortly.
Yeah, I got something to do like right after we get off here, but I might end up watching it tonight or tomorrow when I got a little bit more free time. But it's it's always hilarious to hear what Jim Cornette's got to say about different stuff in the
Yes.
business.
You never
So
know. Yes.
I mean, his stuff is almost as good as ours. I mean,
Yeah, I would say it's up there.
I mean, it's up there. I mean, like if you talk about podcasts and stuff, I mean, who's really got a podcast that comes close to ours? The Good Brothers. I mean, we're number one. They're number two. I mean, who else is there? Jeff Jarrett can be three. Uh, get Conrad off of it. He gets on my nerves sometimes. But
Yeah, we've had them conversations. Yeah.
yeah, like he's not bad, but just get him off of it. So
Oh my God, I'm done.
I mean, who knows? We're saying to have him next week. We could have Conrad on here with us. Who knows?
Or we could be
Well,
mentioned finally on that show. I've been waiting for Conrad to give me a shout out.
I mean, how can you go to savewithconrad.com if you can't even put us on the show? How can we promote Conrad if he doesn't help us?
I will promote
But
it all day long. That's right.
I would too. I mean, I can't remember what it is exactly, but savewithconrad.com. Go to it. Who knows? You might figure out what it is before I do.
Hey guys,
But
email that site and tell them that we gave a shout out to him.
yeah, I mean, I'm happy I can give him the rub on this. So,
That's right. Big Mike is getting the rub today.
but
You're welcome.
but if you really want really good savings, don't go with Save with Conrad. Go to Cowboy Revolution and use the promo code JamieT123. And like he said, it's for the veterans and everything. And here at Jamie and Mike's Wrestling Adventures and South Atlantic Pro Wrestling, we support the veterans.
Absolutely. 100%.
Like,
We support
like
our law
it's
enforcement as well.
yes. Uh, the veterans is like if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here doing what we enjoy right now. That's talking on a podcast about wrestling and stuff. So go support them. And they gave some gave lives, some gave like body parts, but no matter what, they made this country what it is today, where we could be free to do whatever. So go support them and everything. So
Also support our boy Vince Russo. He's back in the game.
yes, I mean, who knows? He might buy WWE from TKO
Okay.
and start running WWE.
Okay,
I
Mike.
mean,
I mean, you never know. I mean, it's a bit of a stretch right
all I'm gonna say is if that happens and Vince Russo shows up on WWE TV, you heard it here first from us.
now. That's true.
I mean, and then you can say, hey, they're reliable. Let's go listen to them. And who knows? We could be the best podcast in the whole entire world.
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell.
That's right. Well, guys,
Anything else?
I ain't got nothing right now. I know you got some stuff, some personal business to take care of, and I'm going to go listen to Cornette either praise this guy or complain. So we're going to find out here shortly, and I'll talk about it next time as well.